Greetings, math fans. All right, so this is day 3 of chapter 2. So day 3, chapter 2, okay? And so we're going to be solving, just like we did the past couple days, but now I title this Solving Formulas. So here's the deal. Before we always had 2x plus 7 is equal to, 13, right? And basically you had an x. That was your only variable. And even if you had plus 5x over here, right? You move your x's over to one side and your numbers over to the other side. Well, it's going to be a little bit different now because now we're going to have really a lot of numbers and variables. All right? So not just, like I said, not just numbers in one variable, but lots of variables. So let me show you what I mean here. So if I have A is equal to B times C, you're going to pretty much do everything you did before. But I want to tell you here, I'm going to say solve for B. So you're solving for this guy right here. And so look at it. The first step here, so first step, which I think makes you very successful when you do this. First step is you want to move the variable you are solving for to the left side of the equal to sign. Okay, so what I mean by that is literally you just swap the values, right? So watch this. So I go from here, I'm solving for B, so I say BC equals A. That's all I do. Okay, everything's the same. You don't switch anything. You don't, this BC is this BC and this A is this A, right? And you got your equal to sign in the middle. So you don't do anything else. All right, so once you're at this point, everything is the same as before. If I'm trying to solve for B, do you guys agree that's really saying B times C? Just like if I said, what's 2x plus, or let's say 2x equals 10. What do? It's 2 times x equals 10. How do you solve for x? How do you get rid of the 2? Don't you divide both sides by 2? So that's exactly what I'm doing here. I want to solve for b. So how do I get rid of the c? It's b times c. Well, just like you said, oh, what was in front of the x? Oh, it was a 2. Well, what's in front of the b? Well, I know it's b times c, but it certainly could be c times b. That doesn't really matter. It's still multiplication. And how do I get rid of that c? Well, how did I get rid of this 2? I divided it by 2. So if I divide both sides by c, I get b is equal to a over c. Because what happens is the c cancels out and I just get b left over. So b equals a over c. And that is actually my final answer. Okay? Okay, so let's try another problem here, kind of almost a basic problem. If I had 2x plus 3yz is equal to 20, and I ask you guys to solve for z. All right, what's the first thing you're going to do here? First thing you do is here's the z right here attached to this. Okay, so it's really, is this on the right side? First of all, and it is. Okay, it's on the correct side. If that was on the other side, you just switch the values. Okay, so we're good to go. Let me actually erase that little thing right here. All right. So do you guys agree, just like if I'm going to write something on the side here, 3x plus 5 is equal to 20. Right? It's kind of the same idea. Do you guys agree that I always do my adding and subtracting first? Right? So 3x equals 15. So I want to solve for z, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Because it's added to, or it's 2x plus 3zy, or yz. So I'm going to subtract that, and this cancels out, and I wind up getting 3yz is equal to negative 2x plus 20. And I don't care if you say 20 minus 2x, doesn't matter to me. Okay? And then, just like this one, what do I do to get rid of this 3 over here? I divide it by 3. So x equals 5. So I do the same thing. Well, I'm solving for z. Do you guys agree? I have that 3y in front of it. How do I get rid of it? It's multiplication. divided by 3y. So I get z is equal to negative 2x plus 20 over 3y. And that's actually your answer, math fans. You solve for z. Okay? And you got all kinds of other variables. You got the x there, you get the y. It's nasty looking, but that's it. Okay? All right, so let's try a couple more here. These are, problems that we've done before. I shouldn't say problems that we've done before. Equations. So can you guys tell me what is the area of a rectangle? So you guys agree area of a rectangle is base times height? Or you say length times width, but base times height. So if I said solve for h, well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go, BH is equal to A, swap them around, and I want to solve for h. So it's B times h, so I'm going to divide both sides by B. So h equals A over B. That's it. That's the answer to that. Okay, not bad. Here, I'll do one just kind of over here on the side. What's the perimeter of a rectangle? If you guys remember, perimeter equals twice the length plus twice the width. Okay, and I want to solve for L. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over. So 2L plus 2W equals P. And I want to subtract 2W. So I get 2L is equal to P minus 2W. And then I've got a 2 in front of the L, so I need to solve for that. Solve L, so I can divide both sides by 2. So L is equal to P minus 2W over 2. That's it. Okay, not bad. I got a bunch more to do with you guys. This kind of helps you with your homework a little bit. How about volume of a? Well, you don't really know that one. So this is volume of a right prism, which is just like a cube, okay, or a box. So volume equals length times width times height. And I want to solve for the width, W. So first thing you do, switch around, LWH equals V. This is all multiplication here. So how do you get rid of that? You divide both sides. I'm solving for W, so I divide by L and H. L times H. Divide by L times H. So this cancels, and W equals V over LH. Okay, not bad. So this is a formula that you're going to see on your worksheet. It's a little complicated, but it's to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. So if you give me Fahrenheit, I can convert it to Celsius. So C is equal to 5/9 times F minus 32. Okay, so if you guys remember, how do you get rid of a fraction? Well, first of all, I want to solve, sorry, I need to tell you, solve for F. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 5/9 times F minus 32 equals C. Okay? And so how do you get rid of that 5/9? If you guys remember from Algebra 1, you have to multiply by its what? Reciprocal. So multiply by 9/5. And this one by 9/5. So that cancels that out. That's why you do that. So you wind up getting F minus 32 equals 9/5 C. Okay? So that actually simplified it a lot. Because the only thing you have to do now is you have to, what? How do you get rid of that 32? I add it. So plus 32. So F equals 9/5 C plus 32. Huh? That's not bad. Cool. All right, let's do another one here. How about this one? Z is equal to xy squared. and I'm going to ask you guys to solve for y squared. Okay, that's pretty easy. Again, as long as you follow these rules, guys, x is y squared equals z. I want to solve for y squared, so I need to get rid of the x. The y squared is going to stay by the way it is, so I'm going to divide both sides by x. So you get y squared equals z over x. What? That's it? Yeah, you're done. Because I asked you to solve for y squared, and here we are, y squared. Okay, not bad. All right, one last one here. Just a little crazier. If I said a is equal to bc squared over d, and I ask you guys to solve for b. All right, no big deal. So I'm going to move, again, bc squared over d, and then set that equal to a. Right, just move it, the variable you're solving for, on the left-hand side. And then here's the deal. It looks a little complicated, but this actually is really just saying c squared over d times b equals a. That's all it is. I mean, I just basically took this b out. I mean, it's really b times c squared. So here's the fraction, guys. You're not really doing anything crazy. So c squared over d times b. All right, that makes it so much easier, because how do you get rid of the c squared over d? Just like if I said 2/3 x equals 8. Well, how do you get rid of the 2/3? Multiply by its reciprocal. So what's reciprocal of c squared over d? Is d over c squared. Oh yeah. So that is times d over c squared. All right, I'm going to put this over 1 because you're going to multiply the tops together and then the bottom. And so you wind up getting b is equal to ad over c squared. That's the answer to that problem. Okay? So again, when you're trying to get rid of the multiplication here, just multiply by its reciprocal. And, again, I had just a times d over c squared. You don't multiply the top and the bottom by that. It's really a over 1 times d over c squared. That's why I get ad over c squared. Okay? And that is your final answer. All right, so that's kind of just a good sampling of lots of different types of, lots of different types of problems with formulas, with different variables. All right, so that's what your worksheet has, just tons of different problems, and you guys should be good to go. All right, that's it, math fans. Adios.